Hi, my name is Cindy Goldman, and I was on the board for 9 years, board chair for 5 of those years, and I'm a current volunteer. Congratulations to LCHT on your 20th anniversary. Having been a volunteer for over half of the 20 years, it's hard to think of a memory to single out. The relationships with many of my fellow board members have been so enriching, and Amanda and AJ will be forever friends. I'm so grateful for all that I learned during my time at LCHT. It literally changed the way I view the world and the people who need our help.
I came to Colorado in the anti-trafficking field and was welcomed by the LCHT team and really found the work that they did consistently well thought out, client-centered, survivor-centered. They were always advocates for the right thing, and I was so lucky to work with them for so many years and still am a huge LCHT fan.
My favorite memory with LCHT is whenever we get any news or updates on our tips. It's very rare that it happens. We are firstly usually the first step to someone's journey, not the end. And so we don't usually get to get feedback on like what happened afterwards. And anytime that I get any remotely positive, helpful feedback that we submitted to police or assisted, it really makes what we're doing feel very real. In our last advocate meeting, we actually had that, and it led one of our tips led to a continued investigation that led to a conviction. And I think that that's really powerful, and it demonstrates how one small part of someone's journey can change with just a phone call.
Before I started as the research manager, I had the privilege in partnering with LCHT as one of our provider partners. I was working in the homeless response system, and LCHT had reached out to do community-based participatory action research with us on the root cause of human trafficking at the intersections of homelessness and housing insecurity. I felt firsthand what it meant to be a partner of LCHT, the integrity, the care, the drive for social justice and human rights, and the value of lived experience shown through from beginning to end of the research project.
Hi, my name is Jen, and I've been working with the Lab to Combat Human Trafficking since 2017. I started as a member of the healthcare education training work group and ended up then getting more engaged as an advocate on the hotline, then becoming a backup manager for several years on the hotline. My favorite memory with LCHT is just the amount of people that we're able to help with the hotline every year over year. And I also love that there are so many ways to get involved and stay engaged with LCHT over the years. They continue to push education and training in new and innovative ways, and I'm really excited to still be a part of this program.
One of my favorite stories from my years of volunteering with LCHT was a few years ago when I received a call from a man who wanted to report something he had overheard at a bar. Now, we were not getting many calls from men at the time, and if we were, they were not reporting perpetrators of trafficking. To someone who might not know that much about trafficking, what this man overheard could have just sounded like a lively boys' night out. But this caller knew enough about trafficking, and he knew the red flags, and then he knew to call us. This knowledge never would have reached this caller if it hadn't been for the years of advocacy that LCHD had done to spread awareness about human trafficking in Colorado. This call is special to me because it represents the moment that I realized that the hotline was more than just a resource for individuals who had survived past trafficking experiences. It had become a tool that could be used to help prevent future instances of trafficking.
The story that stands out to me is from our end-of-year event last year, December 2024. We had about 10 of our hotline advocates in attendance, and these are the volunteers that answer calls and texts on the Colorado Human Trafficking Hotline. And one of them brought her whole family, mom, dad, and siblings, and I just felt like this is what it means to be an advocate. It's not just you that needs to get involved in this issue. It's every single one of us. All of us need to know more about this in order to care more about this and then hopefully do something about it.
One early memory for me is when AJ, Amanda, and team rolled out the initial Colorado project report later that same year. An event was held on the Aurora campus, and it was quite impressive. It registered for me what a glue organization LCHT was and is. LCHT's unique ability to engage with and draw together leaders, organizations, and communities to listen and identify thoughtful approaches to end human trafficking stood out then, and it endures. Of course, in these times of great uncertainty, I think the role LCHT serves is even more vital. I'm proud to have played a small part in LCHT's history. Happy 20th, everyone. Congratulations.